Australia's National Rugby League kicked off their 2024 season in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium back in March this year. Roosters enforcer Spencer Leniu, who is New Zealand-born and of Samoan heritage, caused a bit of controversy by calling another player a monkey. He didn't call that player a monkey, he called this player a monkey, 21-year-old Broncos half Ezra Mam, who is of Australian Aboriginal descent. Apparently, he was in tears after the game. 23-year-old Leniu said after the game there was no racist intent. He said, "It was all just fun and games on the field, a little banter on the field. I thought it was just one brown man sledging another brown man. I have no racial intent towards Ezra or the Indigenous community." After realising he'd caused offence, Leniu apologised to Mam in a statement and offered to fly to Brisbane to apologise to him in person, but both Mam and his mother, an Aboriginal elder, turned down any potential olive branch. In the meantime, former rugby league player and world boxing champion Anthony Mundine claimed the Mam-Leniu incident didn't amount to racism. He said, "It ain't racism. When two brothers are brown, you can slur each other because that's what they are. I think they ought to toughen up in that sense. It's not racism. If it's a white fella saying it to a black fella, that's a different story. But another black fella or brown fella saying it to another brown fella? Come on, bro." But Rabbitohs fullback Latrell Mitchell didn't take too kindly to these comments and said, "This is what our people get told to do and continue to get told. Be quiet, fall in line. Anyone seen this story and knows any sense of culture that this shite isn't the same thing? Absolute BS. I don't agree with this, and if you do, do better. Give respect, get respect. Don't dilute the longest living culture in the world." Mundine replied, "I'm just stating facts. When it comes to exposing racism and bigotry in sport, I was the pioneer. I paved the way. In fact, I was giving a voice and standing up for Aboriginal people's rights when you were still in nappies. Despite your disrespect, I want you to succeed and excel. Your success fills me with pride and honour, but you need to learn to respect those who paved the way for you." Anyway, for using that single word monkey in that way, Leniu copped an 8-week ban for contrary conduct. It seemed a little bit surprising. That was actually the highest suspension throughout the entire season. For example, a careless high tackle resulted in a suspension of 2 matches, dangerous contact, a suspension of 4 games, and a dangerous throw, a suspension of 5 games. Actual physical harm resulted in less weeks suspension than hurting somebody's feelings. Is this a proportionate response, do you think? Okay, so Mam shouldn't have been called a monkey. We shouldn't call people that, especially if it can be seen as racial vilification. But I'd like to refer to him using another animal term. He's a goose. Just to be clear, goose, a foolish person. There's certainly nothing racial about this. Why am I calling him a goose? Because Brisbane Broncos star Ezra Mam fined for head-on crash while on cocktail of drugs, including cocaine. Not only was he on drugs, he was driving unlicensed. Apparently, he was driving his ute when it collided head-on with an Uber in Brisbane's west in October, injuring the male driver, as well as the 2 passengers, a 4-year-old girl who suffered a fractured hip, and the child's mother, who was also hospitalised with a fractured tailbone. Luckily, they're doing okay. In his drug-induced state, he could easily have killed someone. He has been fined $850 and suspended from driving for 6 months, with no conviction being recorded. A relatively lenient sentence, I would suggest. He has also undergone rehab for 4 weeks and is undertaking 12 months of counselling. During the hearing, the magistrate said, "At so many levels you are fortunate to stand where you are today. You could have been injured or killed, or the other persons could have been injured or killed. There's no place for illicit drugs in our community, and there's certainly no place for a person who is using illicit drugs to get behind the wheel of a car." Look, I get we all make mistakes. He's only 21, and obviously he gets a lot of money for doing what he does. We've all done something stupid in our life, but he almost killed a young family. To be fair to Mam, he did plead guilty, and it sounds like he's really trying to get off the drugs. He also publicly apologised, saying, "To the people involved in the accident, I am truly sorry. This incident isn't a reflection of what I want to be and what is expected of me as a role model. To the NRL, Brisbane Broncos, the fans, my family, I am sorry. I promise to work on being a better person." Earlier, I called him a goose. Perhaps, to be fairer, I should have said he acted like a goose. Hopefully he keeps his word and truly works on becoming a better person, because next time he or others around him might not get off so lightly.